Oh no.
Ah,
Oh no.
Why
a
is everybody
start!
shouting? What? I was giving some dramatic arpeggios. Why did everybody have to shout over them? Wait, are my arpeggios coming through?
Wait,
Can everybody hear my dramatic arpeggios?
I can hear your dramatic arpeggios.
Excellent.
Dramatic, my good man.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to AI Dungeon Crawlers. Today is Friday, June 18th, 2021. And welcome to the dungeon, where the six of us traverse the treacherous mind of a sinister AI, programmed with the insights of 10,000 authors, throwing red herrings at our every turn as we struggle to make the next greatest whodunit murder mystery since Bilbo and Smaug started a buddy cop detective agency in London. Shout out, of course, to Virtual Muffin subscribing for 5 months in a row. Thanks, friend. It's great to have you with us. Just as a friendly reminder, much like Virtual Muffin here, if you link your Amazon Prime to Twitch, you can unlock Twitch Prime, gives you 1 free subscription to any channel on the platform per month, and we would love it if you would use it here. We also have a tip jar down below if you feel so inclined, but if you really want to support the show, be sure to share it with friends and family. Follow us on Instagram, as well as like and subscribe if you are watching on YouTube. It is a huge help. And of course, it is a dark and stormy night. Voila. A lone mansion sits atop a hill, flanked by miles of gnarled trees. We push in through the window of a tower to a man pensively gazing out at the rain with a glass of sherry. On the table beside him is an ominously battered, lead-bound book. Hopefully he's read it well, because he'll be our narrator for tonight. It's Eric Lehman. Hello.
Hello, Jack. How are you?
Good.
I'm
How are
good.
you doing?
I'm doing
Oh,
great.
okay. You beat me
Yeah.
to it. You somehow answered and asked the question in one fell swoop.
We're so professional here. We know it all.
How's your week been?
It's been good. Here, there, everywhere.
Wow.
I've got my I've got my bottle of sherry today,
A whole bottle of sherry.
ready to class up the joint. And already poured my first one. It's quite nutty, and I'm enjoying it. Just so you know that anyone who wants to drink along at home, we play an AI dungeon drinking game every week. So we drink whenever we gain 10 points from the AI. So we drink to celebrate. We drink whenever we lose 10 points, and we drink to commiserate. We will drink whenever the AI does not do something we like and we want to reset it. So we drink to forget. And I thought this week we would maybe drink whenever there is an accusation. That's how we decided.
J'accuse. Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay, J'accuse. Drink to J'accuse.
Drink to j'accuse. Amazing. Pacing anxiously in the study below, the young lord of the house dabs at his sweat-addled brow with a handkerchief. He calms his nerves with a flask of sherry. And what's that engraved on the flask? Why, it's a skull and crossbones. Better not drink too much of that, as you'll be solving our mystery tonight. Playing our protagonist, it's Jesse Beam.
I'm sorry, did you say flask of sherry?
A flask of sherry.
Yes. Barkeep, I'll have 1 flask of sherry, please.
I'll
Put
have
the
a bottle
flask in
for
a
you.
glass, would you?
Just like sitting with some ice in it, and you're just like gently perched it on top.
It's like how you get those Coronas in the bucket where it's like in the martini, whatever it is, only it's a flask of sherry. Much
I
You
wish
don't
classier.
I
want
could
to
follow
water
that
down the
sentence.
sherry, right? Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
How's your week been?
It's been good, yes. My feet are killing me because of my new job, working at a brewery. But it's
Oh.
fantastic. I meet all kinds of people. People who are fans of AI Dungeon, it turns out. So we may have
What?
some new subscribers coming in the near future as soon as they
Obscene.
can get their Friday nights off.
Oh, very nice. Over in the arboretum, delicately painting a rose next to a watering can filled with sherry, his masterful stroke. I thought I could do it. Damn it.
It's good for the flowers. You know?
I just wasn't ready.
It gives them that vitamin D they need.
His masterful strokes of the brush perfectly capture every contour. But the ends of his paintbrushes have been filed suspiciously sharp, illustrating the case tonight. It's Noah Schaefer. Or should I say Noah Sherry? How's your week been, friend?
You really brought it home.
Sure did. Anytime a joke doesn't land, it's better just say it a second time in a less funny way.
Well, I've had a good week.
That's good.
Yeah, nothing too
Oh, okay. You don't want to
wildly
elaborate at all.
eventful.
All right.
But it's been good. I've just kind of been prepping myself for July and all that stuff, I know it's midway through June, but I like to be a month ahead at any given time.
Nice. Is there any art you want to show us this week?
So, if people remember that we're here before to see that Superman that I was working on.
I do remember.
I do.
Well,
I was here last week.
I
Well,
was
well,
there,
well.
Noah, I was there.
Guess what? I've been working on 2 sister pieces for it.
Oh,
Superman has a sister.
Yes.
2
What a
sisters?
twist.
Well,
Super
no.
sister.
Well, they
Sister
act
man.
they act like sisters sometimes. And there's a
Sister,
Batman.
sister.
Wow. Look at that Batman.
Kind
Oh,
of-
wow. It
Is
looks
that,
so good.
is that his fist under the cape, or is that
Yeah,
like...
what is happening there? Is that
Oh,
his
You're
it's
fist?
like
getting
this.
strangely
Oh.
intimate.
This.
Throwing hand around.
This is these are based on a design from a 3D sculptor that I quite like.
Ah.
Oh.
And so in his design for this Batman, kind of inspired on like a retro future version of like his classic suit,
Kind of
that is Pistol.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
the
the
pistol.
early weird Batman where he had a gun.
Yes. But yeah, so that's what that is, but with the purple gloves and all that jazz. And then something I was working on
Oh, it is his
today.
fist. Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, this is his fist. The purple is his fist. Let me zoom in on that. Look at that.
That's
Oh,
cool.
yes,
it gives it
that's
like a
certainly a fist.
like a
Oh, cool.
boxer feel or something, you know, like Batman.
Yeah,
hand
like-
to hand specialist.
I like Batman with purple gloves for some reason. Always does it for me. But then also something
Never
very quick
floats your boat.
that I'm also working
Alright.
on, to go along, and this needs the effects and whatnot.
Sister
but
Man.
It's Sister Man.
Man.
I'm working on this Wonder Woman. It's very bright. I need to
Nice.
figure out what I'm doing with the background.
Loving
but
the color.
yeah,
Loving it.
Nicely done. I want to give a special shout out to Country Buns, one of the YouTube viewers who's been commenting on all the videos with lovely shout outs to moments that they've enjoyed. I've always loved reading their notes. They're here in the
Hey.
chat tonight. Hello,
Country Buns is
Now you get
here.
to see it
Lovely
live.
to have you with us. Yes.
And in
And of
living
course,
color.
over in the guest bedroom, our estranged American cousin, fresh off of the plane, unpacks a suitcase, a shirt, a pair of pants, a few smuggled bottles of Budweiser filled with sherry. But what's this? A passport under a different name? Why, he could be anybody, and he'll be playing everybody. It's Denny Dicely. Hey, friend.
Hi there, folks.
Welcome back. It's good to have you back on the show.
Thank you for bringing me back in. I'm super excited to be here.
Denny, an important question for you. What is the single most important thing that has ever happened to you in your entire life?
Oh my.
No pressure.
Yeah,
This is
really.
just to verify your identity.
What does it boil down to? I think being asked to play Dungeons and Dragons in high school.
Aww.
That's
Oh.
very
Wow.
sweet.
So sweet. What was your first campaign like?
Oh god, it was a mess. Absolute garbage.
Oh, but that's
Of course,
the fun
obviously.
of it. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fun of it. What did you play?
Yeah,
Who were
we want to know
you?
the character.
It was 4th edition. I was a changeling warlock.
Nice.
Oh, I
I
love
mean-
that.
Like, I had no concept of making like an interesting character. I was just like, okay, let's figure out what is this. Like,
Well, that
we
sums up 4th edition in a nutshell.
Yeah. Ooh.
went
What is
What is this?
we went on an acid trip. Like, one of our players ate Navi the fairy. We fought
Oh.
the Firefox and Internet Explorer logos.
Okay.
And then we skinned a pilot on a spaceship and stole his ship and went
That
off
was like
into
4th
space.
edition.
Oh, yeah,
all
That
right.
old
Yeah.
chestnut.
And slumped in the wine cellar because he's had one too many kegs of sherry. It's me and my 88-reeled player piano.
Oh,
Friends, if you haven't ascertained it yet tonight,
All
we're
about
going to
the
be
shit.
doing a murder mystery set
Oh.
in set in a remote mansion in the middle of the forest where a young Master Edward Shelby has been murdered. Are we ready to just dive in?
First,
and-
I'd like
and-
to walk it back
Yes.
to our
Oh,
guest who
sorry.
smuggled in Budweiser bottles of sherry.
Yes,
I like to
yes.
imagine when he got to the airport, they were like, sorry, you can't bring those in here. And they made him dump them out and fill them up with sherry.
They had sherry at
Yeah.
the English airport.
Sir, you
They were like,
cannot bring that into this country, but we will gladly replace it with sherry.
it's a different
Y'all out
time.
here stealing my Budweiser and giving me this dang sherry. I don't know what this drink is, but it's got alcohol. You got it.
He's already high off the fumes. Delightful. Holy Cat 5 says, Jackie boy, and I've never felt more called out in my life. All right, let's go. let's start an adventure. I'm so excited. Guys, I'm ready to give you, here's the dulcet tones of the dulcimer. Take it away.
Anemone Manor, a luxurious English country estate built in the 18th century and home to the prominent aristocratic family, the Shelbys, headed by Lord Arthur Shelby. However, there is something amiss in the quiet countryside. Lord Shelby's son, Edward Shelby, heir to the Anemone estate, suddenly dies under mysterious circumstances. A family member to discover the murder, cousin William, is immediately arrested for interrogation. William is adamant he cannot remember a thing about that night. You are Oliver Dawson, a detective working for the London police in England. You have travelled to the country to solve the murder of Lord Shelby's son Edward, who was killed in a strange manner. As the new rising star on the London police force, they have called you on a excuse me.
The consumption.
I don't think I can read.
Not enough sherry.
They have called upon you specifically to investigate. The police are baffled by the circumstances of the death and have no leads. The victim's cousin William discovered the body, and he was arrested on the spot for interrogation. You must question each member of the family. Your job is to determine whether or not William is guilty or innocent. If you cannot find out who murdered Edward, then William will be hanged at the gallows for a crime he did not commit.
Hell yeah.
Wait, is the AI telling us we just assume William's innocence, or have they just given us a
it
fact?
is a bold assumption, but yes, I think the AI has accidentally spoiled that William is indeed not guilty.
Well,
He is
show's
a
over.
child.
That was great.
Yeah, thanks for coming out, everybody. Jesse, you're playing our protagonist today, so it's up to you to type the actions of our main character, Inspector Oliver Dawson. Any ideas of what you want to begin
I do,
your
yes.
investigation?
First, I would like to get a lay of the land, so to speak, before I even enter the house.
Ah, wise, yes. I am curious to see what Anemone Manor looks like to the AI. I'm concerned it will immediately melt and assume that we are deep underwater. Noah, I'm loving what Oliver Dawson looks like. The bow tie, the flat cap. This is excellent.
Those are English eyebrows, those are.
Those are just sharp as a knife. And that mustache.
You walk up the garden path towards the manor house and look around the hedges and garden, taking in the scenery. The path you are walking on, lined with hedges and rose bushes. The roses on the bushes are brilliant red, almost appearing to glow in the sunlight. It is a crisp day, with birds tweeting in the trees and bees buzzing from flower to flower. The chateau where the family lives is an old English manorial mansion and has been inherited by each generation of the Shelby family.
Old money.
A
Nice.
beautiful
Very
day
old.
for a murder.
Is that,
I love
is
that
that
all
a-
the birds are in the trees just horrifically tweeting on Twitter, you know.
Yes.
Is that a kind of mansion? A manorial mansion?
That
I'm
feels
not sure.
redundant to me. Like,
Yeah.
Right,
it's
like a
saying
mansion
it's a
that
very
is a
housing
manor.
home.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see what manorial means
Yeah.
specifically. According to Google, manorialism is a social system by which peasants of medieval Europe were rendered dependent on the land. This isn't what we're looking for.
Well, unless we have a lot of
it's
peasants,
saying-
Jack.
It's possible that this looks like a house from the manorialist era of Old England.
So what? 1560?
Yeah, give or take
Give
a
or
couple
take
hundred.
20 years.
Manorial.
You open the creaky, rusted garden gate. and stride towards the house, noting the finely cut lawn.
Ah.
Wowee.
You open the door, you're like, well, at least this lawn is nice.
This has been worth the trip
Well,
alone.
I feel like this is one of those things. I'm trying to make it like, it's one of those things where you see something benign at the beginning of the adventure, like, that rose bush hasn't been pruned, and then that's the clue
Oh, and then
that
at the
solves
end,
everything, right?
the lawn is too nicely cut, but the
Yes.
butler said he was out of town.
I say,
So who
the
cut
roses
the
have been,
lawn?
pruned in Morse code. Check in the cellar.
Why there's roses in the cellar? These ones say check in the pool.
The gate has been left open, so you walk onto the carefully trimmed decorative lawn.
Just walk all over their lawn with my muddy ass
What a
shoes.
lovely lawn. I think I should do a tap dance. The grass is a vivid green, and there are flowers of every kind blooming in a rainbow of colors. A gravel path leads up to the front door of the mansion. The house is an old English country house, and it looks like it's been there for centuries. Its grey stones have... Oh, that's where it stopped. I thought that was the end of it.
Oh, no.
Weathered the ages, and parts of it look almost black from ingrained dirt and grime.
Interesting. King of Autumn says this is really nice looking, Noah. Good job.
Beautiful.
I'm loving this. This is excellent. I like how much description we're getting of this environment. I can really picture this location, which is great because we're gonna be spending a lot of time here.
I'm
What
glad
a
you
l-
can picture it.
What a lovely
That's
day
the
for a
artist.
tragedy.
Yes. Now I don't even feel the need to look over at the art.
You look at the dirt and grime of the stones.
This family hides their own dirt within these walls. Now, to get to the bottom of this murder.
The walls are grey and made of rough stone, some of them crumbling with age. The stones are stained black with dirt in some places, with patches of damp moss in others. The moonlight shines.
Wait a minute, it was the middle of the day, Sammy. We've been staring at
Time
this
has
wall
no
for so
meaning.
long, the sun has set.
The lawn is very, very big.
Oh, right. It's quite the trek.
Casting mysterious shadows of the vines that cling to the wall. The entire mansion has a musty, dank smell, with a faint hint of sulfur from a nearby coal mine. The windows of the first floor are dark, curtains drawn shut. Do we want to keep that? We are repeating a lot here.
Yeah, I know. What? Country Bun says 800-page man's description is traditional Victorian style.
Of course.
We
that's
have
why
to
the
keep it.
time
You
is
get paid by
going.
the word,
Yes.
you need to have a lot of words.
Yeah,
We're standing there writing this.
it's
And then by the time we're done,
into your notebook.
Dank mansion.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Sweet, what a dank mansion. Oliver is actually Bob Ross in disguise, and all these descriptions of the mansion/garden. Noah might get a week off.
This murder was a happy little accident.
XDTM2 says, I'm
Oh.
going to describe the house
the red on
after
the floor.
every action. Sorry, please, go ahead.
look at the red on the floorboards. What a happy little accident.
What a happy accident.
Sometimes you just need to add a little throw rug then. Just a little happy little throw rug.
Oh my god, Bob Ross, but he teaches you how to cover up a murder.
How to cover up a murder? Oh my god. And we take the happy little trees and we make a happy little coffin. Sorry. Rest in peace, Bob. Real proud of the work you've done, Rob. You've done great
Rob?
things. Robbie.
Rob
Ross.
Bus.
So are we keeping this, or because I have something?
I kind of want to keep it. I like the
Let's keep
description.
it.
I say we keep pushing on. If it keeps coming back and describing the house, then all right.
A young, reedy voice floats up from behind you on the breeze.
Help you, sir.
You turn to see the tanned face of Jasper Bowditch. Fresh from whatever chartered yacht he usually wastes his days upon. His sandy blonde hair is perfectly set into place, not a strand astray. His skin is suntanned, and his green eyes are sharp. As he looks you up and down. He wears an immaculate white suit that looks Caribbean in origin. He smiles, showing a flash of white teeth.
Wait, before we keep reading on, can I ask, what did you write, and then what was spat back by the AI?
I ended it with whatever chartered yacht he usually wastes his days upon.
It's a great
Because that
line.
felt
And
like
then
a good character bit.
I love this description of him.
I don't like
It's
what happens
excellent.
next, but...
Oh, okay, please carry on.
Yes.
You say?
Who are you?
Jasper Bodix. I own the mansion.
Why is it spelled like that?
I don't know. I changed my name on a whim.
Why did you change your name, and why are you spelling it for me out in the dirt?
He like takes out a
Bowdix.
stick and draws it in the ground.
Bowdix.
Do we, like, I love everything.
I like it. Can we
until the fucking
erase
dialogue.
up to yes?
Yeah.
All right. Everybody take a half shot as we drink to, what's like a half drink to forget? It's a
Half
drink
drink
to
to forget.
is
Sip to make things hazy.
sip to make things hazy.
My drink is brought to you by water.
All right, do we just hit enter? Or do we?
No, I'm
Yeah.
going to, we're going to go from there.
Oh, okay, that sounds good. Denny, what can you tell us about Casper Bowditch while we're looking at him? Or sorry, Jasper.
Jasper is he's definitely had this lifestyle brought up in riches. So I mean that is the only reason why someone
Right.
becomes renowned in a sport such as cricket, which is what he is skilled in.
I see.
Otherwise, he might have had to put in work, but now I'm a sports celebrity, I suppose.
All right. He's the only member of the family that's not a Shelby. His relation being he's the boyfriend of what was her name? Eric, help me out.
Her name?
Oh, it was Violet Shelby.
Violet
Shelby, who is the daughter of is the
Alfred.
sister of the now murdered
No.
Edward.
So Arthur Shelby is
Yes.
the dad,
Yes.
and Violet is his daughter and sister of Edward.
Ah, yeah.
And Violet and Jasper met at Oxford.
Yes,
Where
I'm
they-
instantly suspicious because, as the sister, she might perhaps be in line for the inheritance. Perhaps Jasper knows this.
And Jasper's been helping her out a bit with his muscly cricket arms.
Smug, pointed
Oh,
chin and
quick
chiseled
shout out.
jawbones.
To Anthony the DM, who just says, poor Edward Shelby, sad face, and is following us. Thank you very much. And Holy Cat 5 for giving Jesse a subscription to our channel.
Hooray! Now I can pay myself.
Ah, yes. Very good. Terry on, please.
Anthony,
Carry
the
on.
DM, glad you weren't here when we were just trashing 4th edition D&D.
Why, he wrote it himself.
It's that Anthony the DM?
Oh,
That's correct. Of D&D 4th edition
well, of course,
fame.
he's not Anthony a DM, he's Anthony the DM.
Ah, that's okay. It's bad. Owning up to his mistakes.
All right, back to the story. You say.
Bowditch, I thought you were in the Isle of Wight these days. Glad to see you've returned now that the family inheritance is up for the taking. Perhaps you'd like to tell me where you were the last few days.
You feel a little awkward interrogating a guest of the family, but this is a serious matter, and you are the lead detective in this case.
All right.
I was out at sea.
Bowdix says.
Why do you keep changing your name every time I talk to you?
He's really insistent.
I've got
on
the money
act.
for it.
'Twas the style of 1850.
Yes. It's
you have
stylish
the money.
to change your name to something more European.
In fact, he keeps changing the name tag on his
This is how
coat
they
every few
spell
minutes.
it in
I
the
wanted it to be more
colonies.
continental, you know.
Without missing a beat.
On my yacht, I heard about the terrible events of this Manors, but I assure you I had nothing to do with it.
Where was your yacht?
Off the coast of Cuba, near the Isle of Amber.
You got here pretty fucking quick, I'd say.
Well, you'd
Yesterday?
be surprised what money
Only a
gets you
couple
and
of
what...
days to cross the Atlantic, eh?
What is it, 1856 now? Yes, all right.
Vroom.
Can we drink to forget?
Yeah, all right, fine. Drink to forget. But Eric, we could call him out on the suspicious clue he's given us.
You couldn't have been across the Atlantic.
Country Bun says
We
not to
solved
be
the murder.
confused with the Isle of Wights, which is a scary place.
Yeah, yeah.
It's full of wraiths and ghosts.
You say.
Bowditch, thought you were in the Isle of Wight these days. Glad to see you've returned now that the family inheritance is up for the taking. Perhaps you'd like to tell me where you were the last few days.
You ask your questions, but the young man's demeanor changes. He sneers, and his eyes narrow to slivers as his eyebrows turn into a fierce V shape.
Is this an interrogation, officer?
He asks, with a hissing emphasis on the word officer.
Oh, can I take that again?
Oh, yeah,
Officer. I am a British citizen, and I've done nothing wrong.
Well, I'm a detective,
Yes.
but close enough.
His hand clenches into a fist, but you aren't worried.
He's got to take good care of his hands for the big upcoming cricket game. He's not going to punch us.
Oh, good call. But if he gets a bat, then we're really in trouble.
You're right. King of Autumn says Jasper feels like he's going to try to bribe us. And I'm inclined to agree. It is strange that the first man we meet is immediately violently suspicious.
I've also made a note that he hisses his S's.
Yes, good. Yeah, good. Be sure you're writing a workbook as we do this.
I feel like I feel like everyone that we meet in this family is going to end up being their natural disposition is suspicious of something.
Yeah, you're right.
Just everyone's just like,
Yes. Meanwhile,
Oh.
I was just chopping carrots with this bloody knife. Like, yes, the famous bleeding carrots of an enemy mansion.
You say,
Merely curiosity, old sport. I'll see you in the drawing room later when I finish checking the murder scene. Don't be late.
you say your piece and take the stairs up to the second floor. There is a small landing with 2 doors leading into bedrooms on the left side of the landing, and a single door on the right side that leads into what you presume is a bathroom. The staircase continues
like
up to
one.
up to the 3rd floor. But William, the cousin who found the body, has told you that he found Edward's room. That he found Edward's room is on
I
the
was
3rd
looking for
floor.
Edward's room, and then I found it. And in there, Edward.
Why? Who could have seen such a thing?
Might as well start there.
Thanks, Tim Curry.
I don't know. I'm just the narrator.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually gripped by this story so far. I don't know what it is about it, but it's actually like the over-describing of the location and the over-describing of Jasper and that interaction, then coming in the house and describing this as we're coming upstairs. I feel like I'm actually like really invested in this world this week, which isn't to say I'm not invested every week in this amazing show that we do often. But
But this time it's not a chore.
but this time I don't feel like shooting myself. Oh, God. Virtual Muffin says, yes, I think this will be one of those stories where I literally will have 100% focus for the duration. I don't know how to take that, but thank you.
Oh, we finally did it, Jack.
We finally, Eric, I could die happy.
Beautiful art, Noah, too.
Oh, I love this.
Thank you. Perspective's a little funny, but we're gonna ignore that.
It's true, though, in those old English manors where they just have like a giant staircase and a million doors that go off of it.
I thought you were going to say, it's true, though, in a Victorian house where perspective is just a little off.
It's constantly shifting, and depending on where you stand, things seem to...
You're right, Noah.
In Victorian houses, MC Escher was the only architect.
Ooh, Mr. Mysterious P says, ask Miranda for a plate of Trade Park Shelbyville pancakes with a side of sherry.
Shelbyville. They stole our lemon tree.
That's
You've got to have that breakfast sherry every day,
every morning.
every morning.
Every morning I wake up and I refresh my morning ablutions with a large bowl of sherry.
And then I drink a glass.
It's
Careful
different.
how
they're
you take
different
that, or they'll turn into
receptacles.
morning abrasions.
Ah,
That's pretty good, actually.
all
Morning
right.
Abrasions is a great name for this book. Maybe we keep that in mind.
Morning abrasion.
All right, back
Yes.
to our gripping tale of murder and intrigue. A harried-looking woman darts out of a side room as you pass the stairs. Miranda Shelby, you presume, the long-suffering mother of the deceased. You reach the 3rd floor and find that there is a long hall at the end of this hall that stares and... What?
Wait.
You reach the
Sorry.
3rd
Period.
floor and
What?
find there is a long hall. At
Oh,
the
right.
end of this hall are stairs that presumably lead to the roof. 5 doors dot the side walls of the hallway, 3 on either side.
That would be 6.
6 doors.
One of them's
That's a
boss.
clue. Everybody write that down.
There's 3 doors on this
Unreliable
side,
narrative.
and 3 doors on this side, but I only count 5. It's a
5.
mystery.
Ah, looks like the old case of 6 rooms, 5 doors.
Oh, that's just
I feel like
two
maybe
doors
the
to a
book is
bedroom.
called The Case of the Missing Door.
No, we have a door. It's a missing room.
Yes.
Of the case of the uneven hallway. Of the symmetrically uneven hallway. A door directly in front of you has a strange mark hanging over it. A circle with an X through it. You head towards it as a woman from before darts out of another side room.
Oh,
Did
officer.
she just Scooby-Doo me? Like she came out of one door and then suddenly came out of another door? Yeah.
You know that bongo sound effect?
There
Oh.
is something.
Officer, I didn't see you there.
Excellent. Before we go any further, Holy Cat 5 has redeemed ASMR mode.
Oh,
I hope that
boy.
everybody is ready to be viscerally uncomfortable with the
That's
following
been a-
events.
That's
I would like
been-
all that can
Has been
Yep.
risen.
crank that gain.
me-
We are just gonna.
Okay.
Let me.
Oh, here we go. All right, everybody, welcome to ASMR mode. Let's take this mystery one step at a time. I'm afraid the typing of my mechanical keyboard will suddenly become very thunderous. That's okay. Why don't you mute yourself while you type? That's okay. Never.
How is this? I can actually be in ASMR mode.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Well, welcome to ASMR mode. We're really happy to have you. Questions on the staff downstairs typing. Can you all actually hear me? No. Well, Jesse's typing. That's fair. What? Oh, I see. Oh, listen. Hey, everybody, quiet for a minute. Let's listen to the rain. Jesse, why don't you mute yourself while you type?
Is it really that bad?
Yes.
Oh, you can just mute yourself on OBS. We can deal with it. Okay, is that just you making noises? Eric, do you have any other songs? Any other sounds you can do?
Anything else at all?
I'm very excited to get back to this story.
That's very good. Go on as long as you say we. I know. The point is to make me viscerally. It doesn't end until I say it's over. You say. No matter, good madam. Perhaps I could trouble you for one of your trademark Shelbyville pancakes with a side of sherry to calm my nerves before going inside the murder room. You see.
Oh, yes, of course.
Turn to the door with the mark over it and take a deep breath.
Okay.
Reach out for the brass. No,
It's over. It's over. Turn it off. Everything's done.
but
We're
I
done.
didn't get
Nope.
to do anything yet.
Fine. Okay. Fine, Jesse. You've done plenty to my eardrums, but why don't you take it away a little further? No! Stop it! It's done.
Now let's compare sherry with beer.
haven't gotten to do the ASMR slurp in so long.
I know, and I was hoping I'd cut in under the wire there.
I was hoping it would never happen again.
Ah, damn
Jack,
it.
you're in control of the redeeming points.
That
You're
is
the
the
one
problem.
who left that there.
I did leave it there. I was like, no,
Because
it's
it's
done it for
hilarious.
weeks. It's 1,000 points. People could influence the story instead. But no, Anthony the DM says, Schlurp gave me pain.
That's fair.
King
Truer
of Autumn
words were
96
never spoken,
says
Anthony.
back to normal for everybody who had muted themselves so they didn't have to
Normal.
pay attention.
All right, we're going back from it. Back to this gripping story. You say...
I just said that.
Oh, well, perhaps we should say it again, but not.
No matter, good madam. Perhaps I could trouble you for one of your trademark Shelbyville pancakes with a side of sherry to calm my nerves before going inside the murder room, you say?
Oh, yes, of course.
You turn the door with the... You turn to the door with the mark over it, and you take a deep breath. You reach out for the brass knob, but as your hand wraps around it, you hesitate. What if you find something awful on the other side, like blood, or worse?
I'm pretty sure there's going to be blood. It's a murder scene.
It's a murder.
I'd be concerned if there wasn't blood.
Why did you become a detective?
I'm
Should've become a
agoraphobic,
surgeon
but
instead.
agoraphobic
Specializing
with
in
an
murders.
excellent, keen sense of detective skill.
Yes, yes.
In fact, I did it for my mother.
All right.
There's more to read, Eric.
A moment passes, and you decide that you can't let fear stand in your way. Not if you're going to get to the bottom of this case.
Great.
Good.
That was well worth
All
the
right.
read.
All right.
From downstairs, a gentle harp can be heard. Who in the house plays the harp, Eric?
I believe that is probably young brother William, cousin William, who calms his nerves after finding his dead cousin in the hedge maze. He retreats to his study to play his grand harp with his delicate fingers.
The Serious P says the family dog, and Anthony DM says I also like the dog idea. Sorry.
It is played by the dog, the family dog, the basset hound,
Tiberius.
Tiberius. It's the talk of England. You travel him around from parlour to parlour. Plays one little string with one claw, another one with the other. He rings his ears on either side. They're so big and floppy, and they go.
Oh, and everyone goes, yes, delightful.
Oh.
He does this really, really delightful chromatic walk up. Everyone's like, wow. Back to the story.
It's how the Shelbys made their fortune.
Oh,
Touring with Tiberius.
Yes, they were harp players.
he's much beloved for a reason.
Oh, where do we start?
You steel yourself for the sight.
You steel yourself for the sight that awaits you, but it still shakes you to your core. Edward's body sits slumped across his writing desk, a revolver clutched in one hand and a bottle of ink in the other, slowly dripping onto the floor. You walk inside for a closer look. You pull out your notebook and pencil to record what you see. A closer look at the body reveals a deep gash on his left side.
It's just like my dream.
Holy shit!
Oh,
William muses, speaking up for the first time since you arrived.
Don't sneak up on me like that, William.
You spend a moment more looking over the body before you exit the room to interview William. As you pass the staircase, you hear a quiet voice coming from below. It sounds distinctly like Edward asking,
I'll just press enter.
Great.
Not sure how he's speaking if he's dead, but perhaps
No, me
it's
neither.
more
But there's
mystery.
dreams involved. Mayhaps
Yes.
there's some trickery afoot.
Are you my father?
You quickly hurry past the stairs and knock on the nearest door.
Hello, William, is that you?
You hear a woman's voice ask from inside.
Yes, Mother, it's me. Come in here, dear, we're all waiting for you.
You open the door to find yourself in the sitting room. 3 armchairs near a fireplace, while paintings and photographs adorn the walls.
Ah, we're going to sit down and meet the family now.
Yes, although I'm
gathered us all
confused
together.
as to who this mother is, since William is the cousin, not the son. But perhaps we just sweep that under the rug like yesterday's
Why don't we
dust.
let's change mother to aunt.
Yes.
We'll just do a quick edit, a sort of a sip to haze.
Days.
Sip to haze.
I-
And it feels like we're about to enter a big scene with the family. Is this a good place to end our first act?
Perhaps,
First act.
yes.
Yeah.
I would like to discuss I just want to bring up a fact that I noticed in this crime scene. I'm trying to be as astute as I can.
Okay.
And I haven't drawn it yet. However, I would like to point out the fact that Edward was clutching a revolver, but then seemed to have a huge gash wound in his side.
If it's not too metagamey, I had an idea for that.
Oh,
Ooh, all right.
noted. I just wanted to point that out just
Oh,
because.
don't worry, it's quite deliberate.
Oh,
Because you
very
see,
excited.
how could he have shot himself if there was a gash?
Yes. Yes,
Ah.
Jesse, that
Perhaps.
is the question.
Perhaps our killer was not quite as thorough as they thought.
Yes. He
Ah,
sliced him
yes.
open with a fireplace poker, then put a revolver in his hand and said, "This'll absolve
This'll
me of all problems. This'll take him."
Obviously suicide.
Obviously. The AI might think that we are William, so we'll just be aware that William is next to us and that we are
Yes,
Oliver.
I shall do something right now in story mode.
Friends, as we exit the first act, we play a little bit of a trivia game, but not just any kind of trivia game. It's a little bit different every single time. As we established last week in our now cancelled game show, Humans Are Dumb, humankind has been on the brink of death for nearly its entire existence. But what about those that towed the line and then violently stumbled off the cliff into the unknown abyss? I will present to each of you a scenario. This will be a real case in which a person died in a strange and unusual way. Was it murder or something more Darwinian? This is Mad Libs, Bad Limbs, and Sad Hymns, everybody.
What?
All right, folks. I will now begin asking questions. You must buzz in by making a murder sound.
I've got a soundboard for that.
Yes,
Great.
that's not going to end badly in the slightest.
No, this is not in any way going to feel uncomfortable. All right. Question 1. In 1926, renowned lawyer Thornton Jones woke to discover that he had had his throat slit. Motioning for a paper and pencil, he wrote down what incriminating testimony? Jesse Beam.
He wrote down, never going to give you up, never going to let you down, never going to run around and desert you.
Anyone else? Anyone at all? Buzz in if you have it. Noah.
Oh. He wrote down, "I never should have gotten that Bengal tiger."
That's not bad. The closest will get the point. Whoa! Which was you,
I.
Eric? All right, Eric,
Eric
what did
has
he
an
write
actual
down?
gun under his desk, so that's not
Yeah. That's what they call it. I say he wrote down, damn it, insurance fraud is more difficult than I thought it was going to be.
I'm surprised you didn't make it 2 teenagers necking again.
Yeah.
He said, damn it, insurance fraud is more difficult than I thought it would be. I considered it would be a walk in the park. This is going to take all of my weekend. Then he was conveniently murdered, and he never had to face the consequences of his damning insurance fraud scheme.
No. Denny.
He wrote, "Oops, I did it again."
I'm not going to lie. Of all of you, Denny is the closest. He wrote, I dreamt that I had done it. I awoke to find it true. He died 80 minutes later. He had done it to himself while unconscious. An inquest at
He
Bangor
kills himself
delivered
in
a
his
verdict.
sleep?
He dreamt that he had slit his own throat and then woke up to discover to his dismay that it had indeed come true.
That's like the super macabre version of the I dreamt I was eating a marshmallow and when I woke up my pillow was gone joke.
Yes.
That's horrifying.
My
It is.
God.
1 point for Denny. I hope you're happy, everybody. Question
Thank you, Britney
2.
Spears.
Bobby Leach, famed stunt performer, who had gone over Niagara Falls in a barrel, died tragically from complications due to an injury sustained doing what?
Went over the falls in a barrel.
I'll read it out again
Read it
because I
one
did
more
so
time.
poorly. Bobby Leach, a famed stunt performer who had gone over Niagara Falls in a barrel, died tragically from complications due to an injury sustained doing what? Jesse Beam.
He died due to injury sustained while going over some barrels in a fall.
Unfortunately, no. You'd think, but no. Oh, I'll give it to you, Denny.
All right. Putting a letter into an envelope, getting a paper cut, which led to much more terrible infection.
No. Eric.
This is a fun fact I actually know about Niagara Falls. There was a
Yeah.
huge, there was actually a huge push to like throw things over the falls, and this huge thing where they were like sending things over the falls. It was like a big piece of entertainment.
It's very true.
I think, in relation to that, he was ripped apart by a tiger. Because they decided that they would.
It's a long
This
walk.
is a true
but we'll
story.
get
True
there.
story. Look it up. Look it up. Look it
Uh-huh.
up. They created a makeshift Noah's Ark that they sent over the falls with a bunch of animals, and all the animals went down. I think it's something like the lion and the elephant actually ended up living, to which they came out and were promptly shot. But he was,
No,
due to his
Eric.
experience-
No.
Wait. He hasn't gotten there yet.
Oh, sorry.
due to his experience, they hired him on board, right? And they were like
Okay.
to show us, you know, to the others.
Barrels and arcs are very similar, right? So
Yeah.
it transfers, yeah.
Yeah, and then, but it was a foolish notion because he's never worked with tigers before,
Uh-huh.
and so he was ripped apart by one. And
Yes. Tragic.
all right, do I
No.
get the point, Jack?
No, you don't get the point, Eric. I thought I made that abundantly clear a minute and a half ago. Noah, you had buzzed in.
He sustained the injury while going back up the falls.
Like a
He
beautiful
lost his wallet
salmon.
halfway down. He had to.
No.
trying to
Is that
climb,
everybody?
but,
I think that's all four of you, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Denny once again coming the closest with your infection mention. So he had slipped on an orange peel, broke his leg, and then died of gangrene.
He didn't even have the decency to slip on a banana peel?
Oh, he slipped on an
remember that.
orange peel.
I do. I know who he is. I didn't know how he died. This is what I get for living near the falls and knowing
I know.
many people have gone over.
I remembered it was something really stupid that wasn't connected to Daredevil activity in any way, but wow.
Yep. Horrendously tragic. Denny in the lead with 3 questions left. Question number 3. In 1979, Josh Bowen was killed during a halftime show at the Shea Stadium when what crashed into the stands? Oh, Jesse Beam.
Ted Neely doing yet another production of Jesus Christ Superstar.
I wish. No. Take it away, Denny.
A cow, that moment in the movie Twister when the cow is just like hurled in front of the screen and then goes off.
Oh, it was the
It's
cow
at that
from
moment.
Twister.
Yeah.
No,
exact
not the cow
same
from
cow.
Twister.
Yeah.
Next. Oh, God. So damp. Take it away,
Damn
Eric.
death.
I got I think up in the rafters they were going to have a big halftime spectacular, right? And they had hoisted up
Yes.
a complete full,
Uh-huh.
including the engine,
Just waiting for it.
1957 Chevrolet Bel Air. But on top of it, his teenage cousins were also necking, and accidentally they hit the switch a little bit early. They fell. Rest is history, as they say.
I mean,
There
I kind of
is.
expected that out of the trunk popped a tiger.
emerged. No.
Ironically,
Eric.
that was going to be the finisher for the halftime.
I see.
Oh. Tragically, no.
Wait.
No.
Ah!
Ah.
That's my murder sound.
It's a great murder sound.
I'm going to say, I believe that it was actually Sputnik 2. Came falling from the sky.
No. Is that everybody?
It's everybody.
Noah was indeed the closest. Kind of. It was a 40-pound model plane shaped like a lawnmower.
Wait a minute.
That's
Wait
a very
minute.
not aerodynamic piece of lawn equipment.
No.
Model you
I
put.
don't know
Oh,
what
how
their
did they
plan
do
was. I
Yeah,
don't
I got this
know, Eric.
lawnmower. I put wings on it.
40-pound model plane shaped like a lawnmower did him in the end.
I think that's just a lawnmower that someone hooked up to fly. I don't
like
think that
lawnmowers are heavier
the
than
model.
Well,
Maybe it would have
was a
been more
model
deadly if
plane.
it was an actual lawnmower.
Probably.
Are you guys familiar with that video of the lawnmower that's just like going and then just takes off?
I was thinking about
maybe
that
that's
video
what it
as
is.
well.
That's what I picture in my mind.
Is this an enthusiast genre? Lawnmower?
Very much, yeah, in lawnmower planes. Only a few very exclusive people
Lawnmower
can get into it.
aerodynamics.
Question number 4. In 1993, Gary Hoy fell from the 24th story of the Toronto Dominion Centre while demonstrating what?
A murder.
A murder most explosive. Yes?
Oh, I meant only to get one, but I think I'm going to be cleaning this up all week. He was demonstrating the fact it was a newfangled idea. We're going to build the buildings out of glass. And it was said this could never happen. Yeah, well, you shouldn't build the buildings out of glass. Gary, his name's Gary. What was his name?
Yes, it's Gary Hoy.
Yeah, sorry, Gary. I was like
Gary.
Josh. and I
Yeah,
was like,
you
no.
shouldn't build the buildings out of glass, Gary. Glass breaks, everything. And so he would, as a stunt, he'd be like, look, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh no!
But then the cameras would go off and everything would go anyways.
He
To tell
broke
you the
out-
scene, I'm violently banging on the glass. He's
Got it.
checking the glass. Gary, stop. You're on the 40th floor. Stop hitting the glass. And then one time he was like, fine. You know what? This stuff could resist a 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air. So we decided to drive one through the glass. The rest is history.
Rest is, as they say, history. No. Next. Oh, God. Oh, Jesse.
He was actually pushed by a Toronto Dominion employee because he was demonstrating the ease by which you could get mortgages over the phone at Royal Bank.
Oh, of course.
This I might actually know.
Unfortunately not. Next.
What?
Oh, Denny, did you give a noise?
Go, Denny.
Oh
Take
yeah, the noise was what? Okay.
Oh.
um,
That was a story.
I think it was a competition with the adjacent skyscraper building where the folks were just leaning over the edge of their buildings, like yelling at the one across the way, and they'd try and be like, "I'll lean further." No, I'll lean further, and it got too far, and
Oh,
He was
tragic.
trying to see if he could reach the other guy by leaning.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. His depth. He had one eye. His depth perception was awful.
I'll get there.
I'll get there. That's what classic Toronto accent. I'll be there any minute.
True love.
Unfortunately, no. Noah falling from the 24th floor.
So, Gary Hoy was actually a glass salesman. And he was demonstrating to the offices at the Toronto Dominion building. He was demonstrating the fact that their glass on their glass that they had was just not sturdy enough. And to demonstrate that, he was running full force
That's a bold
directly
move.
at the window.
Demonstrated
bold
by
play.
killing.
He just tripped a little bit. He tripped.
Oh,
And,
boy.
Well,
Well,
he
I'm not
did
gonna
sell
lie.
them new glass. He did sell them new glass.
You are mostly correct. He was demonstrating that the windows were unbreakable.
Breakable.
Aha.
He threw himself against one, which, it's true to his assertion, did not break, but instead popped out of its frame.
So the glass was fine. The
The
frame,
glass
on
was
the
fine.
other
The
hand.
frame was the problem. Noah, I'll give the point to you. I was going to give it to Eric because he mentioned
literally
the
what
word
I said.
glass. You
That's
mentioned glass. I'm giving it to Noah.
I said glass.
No, I know.
We
You
all
mentioned
said.
glass.
I'm pretty sure we all.
Would I have gotten the point if I had said
glass.
CIBC instead? Are they the more vicious bank? They're the more bloodthirsty one, aren't they?
Lot by
How about this? Noah and Eric both get points. 1 point each.
Hey.
I'm allowed to do that, I realize now. That's how it works.
Eric,
Meaning
with our
Denny
powers
and Noah
combined.
are currently tied.
Oh.
Jesse with no points.
Hey, I mean, that's usually how this game goes for me.
A crisp goose egg. We move into the tiebreaker. This is one that I feel like either one of you could actually know. All right. In 1927, famed American dancer Isadora Duncan was strangled to death in the September by when which vicious murderer took hold of her trailing silk scarf?
Oh, I actually know this one.
Oh,
It is
who took it?
Jesse.
It was the spokes of her bicycle.
No.
Oh.
I missed the question.
I'll read it again for you, Noah. Famed American dancer Isadora Duncan was strangled to death in September of 1927 when which famous, vicious murderer took hold of her trailing silk scarf?
Oh, okay.
And I said the spokes of her bicycle. One of those vicious murderers. Bicycles.
And I believe
I-
Eric submitted a
Eric
horse
has
noise.
horsed in, yes.
It wasn't her 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air. That's bats. Bats are ripping
Like,
something
what is
apart.
that sound?
I just hit a button. I'm sorry. It wasn't her 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air. It was like her 1938 Chevrolet Bel Air.
It was her
got caught in her black
1927
wheel
Amilcar
backwards.
CGSS automobile. Yes, Eric takes the point.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to King of Autumn for just absolutely spoiling it for Twitch chat. Thanks.
Oh.
She was strangled by her own scarf tied to a car wheel.
I
You,
knew
you
it.
also
I-
get the point.
Fun fact: I knew it was the car, but I didn't answer fast enough.
Too bad. It looks like today we have a three-way tie, which means the three of you need to collectively,
no.
in 70 seconds, tell us everything that's happened.
I'm just going to sit back and
Oh.
enjoy this.
I will give you 15 seconds each. I'll call out your names as we go through. Does that
Oh,
sound
good.
good?
All right.
I'll give you 23 seconds each.
Okay.
I'll start a stopwatch instead. All right. Allow me to give you a little bit of ambience here. We're going to start with Eric, starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
In a world of rainy, sunny days, you arrive at a quaint country house where the roses sparkle in the sunny moonlight, and soon you find yourself in a hallway with doors of many numbers and many rooms. Sometimes it's 6, sometimes it's 5, but
Denny!
we all know that each one.
Hi, I'm very confrontational. Is this an interrogation? Oh, you better go up to the 3rd floor where the bedroom murderer is. Hi, I'm the mother. I'm so worried about my dead son. I'm William. I'm in the room with you, Oliver.
Noah.
And then with the fact that William was there in the room with us, he shocked us as we saw the shocking dead body of Edward clutching a revolver with a gash in his side, and we were preparing to interrogate the family.
Very nice, and that is time. Delightfully done, everybody. A masterful show of listening, I guess. And now we enter the second act. Sitting in the sitting room with the whole family. Let us now dive in.
Where do we start?
There's a lot happening.
You open the door to find yourself in a sitting room.
You open the door to find yourself in a sitting room. 3 armchairs sit near a fireplace, while paintings and photographs adorn the walls. You look behind yourself. Beside you, to where William stands, his face white as a sheet.
Steady on, old bean.
You say,
We're going to get to the bottom of this. Let's go talk to the family.
You move toward the sitting room as William nods and shuffles after you.
Ah, William, come in, come in.
You hear a booming voice cry from inside. You turn to see the source and find a short, balding man dressed in a tweed jacket and a bow tie. He looks up at you with a toothy grin.
And who is this?
He asks, turning to you.
Inspect.
We get interrupted by something. First and foremost, Dana Bowman says she wants us to poke the body just to make sure it's dead, like really dead. You know, so we do have to do that at some point. But first we have to interrupt. I'm assuming that this is Uncle
Alfred?
Alfred? Yeah, the eccentric.
I was saying it was going to be, what's his name?
Arthur the father?
Arthur the father.
We could do Alfred Shelby.
The only reason I say that is
uncle, yes.
because of his tweed jacket and the bow tie and a toothy grin. I'm not sure. I feel like Arthur's more dry than I keep forgetting his name.
Alfred,
thank you. Arthur and Alfred. Country Bun says it's a classic twist. He's testing the loyalty of the family after faking his death. That's kind of rad, I'm not gonna lie. Denny, I know you weren't here for our Monday stream where we wrote out all the characters and stuff. But Uncle Alfred is our safari hunter who spends all of his time, out on safari finding strange and unusual creatures, climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. The thing is, he's not very good with people, and as such relies quite heavily on his brother's money. So if the money was going to be going to the son, he would be cut off essentially from the estate. So he might have a motive there.
Well, all right then.
Well, all right.
I'll adopt the voice.
Oh, that's astounding. That's perfect. Take it away.
Eric, return to us.
Where? Alfred Shelby, eccentric as ever, holds up his hands to stop you.
Yes, I'm sure you have a title and all. Oh, wait a minute. But we have a murder to get to the bottom of. And William is the prime suspect, of course.
Dude! Oh my God!
If he killed poor Ed, he'll hang for it. Let's not beat around the bush. I didn't kill him, I swear.
William pleads to Alfred.
Yes,
Says Alfred, thoughtfully stroking his chin.
but did you or did you not find the body? Yes, but then that's quite guilt enough in my book. Don't sulk, boy. Tell us what happened.
Dude, Uncle Alfred is really pushing the William angle here.
That methinks the lady doth protest too
Protested
much.
it too much.
My goodness.
Deeply suspicious.
If you rearrange the words of William, it spells killer. He did it. Just take my word for it.
He takes out a chalkboard, starts doing it, and then erases it and says, well, I swear it does it this morning.
You say.
Now, just a minute, old bag. I'm the ranking detective here. All of you are suspects. Now sit down while I say my piece.
You drop into one of the armchairs and light your pipe. The room is silent for a moment before you begin to speak.
It's true
You say.
that I'm not officially on the case. But I can't just sit by idly while an innocent man is framed for a crime he didn't commit.
The sitting room erupts into an argument.
I don't believe it at all. I don't think so. I don't think you're the murderer.
No, you did.
As the family members jump up to defend themselves.
Did you have a sound effect for hustle and bustle that we just yelled over? I'm sorry. Do you want to play it again for effect? I did talk over it. It's quite relaxed.
It's a very English argument. Well, I say, I don't think that this is...
I just came back from the restroom.
Could you pass me more of the sherry pancakes?
Oh, indeed. As I was saying, William he doesn't have the arm strength to slash. You tap your nightstick aggressively against the fine oak armchair.
Silence, please.
You bark as the room falls silent.
Yes.
You begin.
We have a lot to cover. I shall start by asking some questions. After I am finished, you may ask me one question each. Try and clear your name. It's a game, you see.
The family members all huddle together, whispering fiercely.
Or maybe if I ask him this, he'll give it away. Yeah, I'll ask him about that. If you ask him about that.
Finally, they split apart again.
Let the questions begin.
Cries Alfred. I say, this is the most fun reunion we've ever had.
Clue
Wow.
2. Mustard's Revenge.
Alfred, we should do this every year.
I don't know about you, but I've never felt so lively.
Turns out the problem was Edward all along. Too soon? All right.
Please refrain from any further dead Edward jokes.
Deadwood, am I right?
Oh, that was a good one.
You're so bad.
Arthur, you and your wordplay.
The mother's off in the corner crying.
Yeah, just sobbing uncontrollably.
Don't let me bring down the mood.
He's got like 2 bottles of sherry in either hand.
And the dog's still playing the harp.
Oh my
Ah,
goodness.
thank you, Tiberius. Yes.
Tiberius. The dog is shredding, says Anthony the DM. All right, back to the story. You say...
My first question is for Violet Shelby. You had a major falling out with Edward after you met that Jasper at Oxford. He never approved. Perhaps you'd kindly explain why now you've suddenly decided to reintegrate with the family after all these years estranged.
You're a bit confused by the question. You thought you
minute,
were
I
here
take
to
that
find
back.
out who murdered Edward, not to judge their family fallout.
I'm sorry.
You reply.
I don't quite get what I said has to do with... Look, I gave the AI a brilliant prompt and it shat in my face.
Well,
You have to ask a question,
I think I should take a bit of the
Drink
sherry
as
out of
As
the...
they say
Agreed.
down at the Force, it shat in my sherry.
the problem with your question, it was apparently not a question.
Yes.
You say...
My first question is for Violet Shelby. You had a major falling out with Edward after you met that Jasper at Oxford. He never approved. Perhaps you'd kindly explain why now you've suddenly decided to reintegrate with the family after all these years estranged.
You watch as the young, beautiful woman takes a deep breath.
I'm sorry.
He says,
I'm not sure I can explain.
she looks around desperately and finally clasps her hands together.
I love my cousin very much.
She says finally.
Suspicious. Dodging the question.
What is this?
Hmm.
I'm
What do you-
I'm quite intrigued.
I am intrigued as well. I love this. This is so exciting.
Wow.
Wow.
This was
Tiger
actually, yeah.
is tearing away on the... Is someone dying?
Yes,
Who's
too much
coughing?
sherry or not enough, I haven't decided.
Following
down.
Chill says, this is so British that my water is turning into tea.
Virtual Muffin says Violet Shelby would make a great politician. Oh, God. The dog is shredding. I love this. Oh, I didn't realize you'd put him in the corner.
Oh my god.
Look at him. Oh.
You should
One
really
to see to
actually be
cope
on
the
the
mood.
step. Be a little higher up.
Yeah. It's got like a little stool. Well, she convinced me, you say.
It kind of feels like a motivational poster, just a picture out of context, and the caption, "The dog is shredding."
Some dogs shed. This dog shreds.
Shreds.
Oh, That's the movie that we're making. That's the tagline.
Oh my god, the dog murdered him all along. You say.
Very well. Perhaps Miranda can shed some light on the subject. You've been secretly sending money to Violet for years. Perhaps Edward found out. And you couldn't have that, could you? Where were you getting this money, if not Edward's pocketbook?
What? Get out of my house!
Screams Miranda.
Get out!
Inspectors do not take kindly to being screamed at in crime scenes, and you grab her by the shoulder.
Get a hold of yourself, woman!
Oh my.
She says.
What?
She goes. She has a line.
Oh,
She continues to be
stop
hysterical.
It, stop it!
She shrieks as Alfred seizes control of the situation.
Mum, Dad, everyone, stop it, stop fighting. An innocent man has been murdered.
He cries.
That's your sister.
No, but
Isn't that a thing where they call people mum or they call
Yeah.
people... Well,
Oh,
yes, yes,
okay.
what I've
I've
heard.
never heard
Interesting.
them call each other dad.
yeah, the matriarch and patriarch
No,
of the house would say
he's
mum,
just-
That
dad.
one died away.
He's
pretty quickly
using
in the
modern
19th.
day. He's using modern day slang in which when you just see anybody arguing and you just say, "Mom, Dad, please
Oh,
stop."
got it.
He's
This is
just-
very ahead of the time.
Anachronistic slang.
Dad is formal. You see, if I were to call Oliver Daddy, that would have a very different context.
Alfred, you're so well traveled.
I've learned a thing.
Anthony, the DM, says, Teni, I'm going to start calling you Dad, okay?
Please refrain. No go. Don't.
Please do, Tony.
Denny,
Can I
let
call
me
you
be
Tony?
on. Denny, let me be on your podcast only if I can call you Dad.
Well, I want you on the podcast, so all right, fine.
Joining us today, everybody's favorite dungeon father, it's Denny.
Hi, you can call me DicelyDnD.
Daddy.
All right,
Better
read
than
away.
Daddy Dyson.
Daddy Dicely.
You know, but it does have a nice ring to it.
Oh, yeah.
You say.
Which brings us to you, Alfred. You've been faffing around in the colonies for the last half-decade. Once your share of the money dried up, you came crawling back, didn't you? You would be next in line for the house if William were out of the picture. Perhaps that's why you insist William is guilty.
That's ridiculous.
Says Alfred.
I only just got here. I found Will in that wardrobe with the body, and I helped him call the police.
You haven't offered an explanation for why William would want to kill your cousin?
I didn't know him that well.
He mutters.
Very absent uncle.
William gives him a dirty look.
Is that true?
You ask.
Yes.
He answers and looks down. He was always away.
Wow. I love this.
His dad
This
is away.
So
Oh.
cool.
I'm trying to
Oh,
do
it
the thing
does
where
really-
we
We
did write
involve
that.
each one, right?
Oh, it
Because
just...
Alfred is William's father,
dad.
and
It just got-
Alfred's always away on safari. We wrote that in the world info, and it's pulling
my
that back
God.
so well.
But I just cued in that Alfred's like, my son did it. Take him away. We'll hang him. Stiff up a lip, chap. Sometimes you have to do
Oh
these
my
things.
God, you're right.
Oh my
I didn't
God.
realize that's his son.
Oh.
Listen, £1 million is £1 million. If I need to make another son, that's easy.
That's 9 months' work. Someone else's work, even.
That's right. I can
That's
go off
about-
on safari, come back,
Look,
and it'll
it
be
can
ready.
be about 1 minute's work for me.
1 minute's work for me, a 9 months vacation, and I have a son.
Look, I bet I could even do it in 40 seconds.
Put a sherry, make it 80. Wait,
You
William
just
was
have
in
to
the
think of
wardrobe
England.
with the corpse. That's a bold claim as well, because William had found the body. Okay. Oh,
What
okay.
we heard.
Let's read it on.
You say.
Very well. That brings us to the family patriarch, Arthur. You've been silent thus far, old chap.
Why, because I am a foolish old man who is losing his mind. Bah!
Cries.
I'm not falling for that one again.
At least he's very real.
I am a sheep. I've heard enough. You've done a fine job of
Gaslighting.
You ask.
yes, that. An old trick. I'm too old. too tired for this nonsense. Now, I shall retire to my study. Please, leave me be.
I'm afraid we're far from done here, sir.
Says William. That's my favorite character the AI has ever gotten. Oh, my son has been murdered, but I'm too old. Ah!
You've done a great job of,
right.
doing the thing where you tell me something and I believe it, but it's not true. You gaslighting. Yeah,
Oh,
that one.
Yeah, whatever. You all wake me in the morning. I'm going to bed. Make sure you have my pancakes and sherry.
4 p.m.
We're in the electric lighting age now, and I prefer that.
What is time anymore? With these
I love
incandescent
Arthur.
bulbs.
Was back in the day, I would hire a man to turn the lights on for me.
Severely cut down on the wait staff. I used to have someone light all the candles. Now they just flick a switch. You say?
Yes, indeed, William. In fact, we've just begun. In 15 minutes, the coppers van arrives to take away the killer. And I plan to have them in irons 5 minutes before that. None of you is to leave this room.
No!
Screams Arthur.
You mustn't do this to me. I am an old man. You're sending an old man to the hangman's noose. William, for God's sake.
Then prove you didn't kill Ed.
Says William.
If you
If you insist on dragging the rest of us down with you, then so be it.
Up. Hologram of Cher says, "Sounds like a song."
Oh boy.
All right.
Uh-oh.
What's the prompt?
Yeah, which one did you think hologram of share? Which line would you like us on?
Convince through song.
Oh boy.
Is this a traditional
There you go.
English parlor song that they all
It's
used to
traditional. Yes, they all gather around the piano. Tiberius hops up onto a little stool, lines it up, cracks his little doggy knuckles, and plays a C7 ascending up the scale.
So, this is a song of Arthur proving why he's not guilty.
Yeah.
That's why he didn't kill his son.
Let me play a little intro.
All right.
Well, you see, I am much too old for murder. If I'd had done it my own son, it'd be a burden on me. But my back, it much too aches. If I'd have fought, all of my bones would break. So I prefer to stay in my study.
Chorus.
So I am too old for murder.
Old for murder.
In fact, I can say I'm much too old for many things. You see, I'd used to go for long walks, but now I can't because I am too dang old.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah,
beautiful.
Bravo.
There, everyone applause politely. Yes, very good, Arthur. Very good. Yes. Take it away.
Yes, let's resume from the top of Violet's line since it continues here.
You've hated Ed for years. Ever since he sent you to the military academy instead of letting you travel to America, you've had a grudge against him your whole life. Who am I talking about?
William.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say his father.
His father.
See, she was yelling at William before because
Oh, right.
even though we assume he's innocent, he's the only one we haven't heard from.
Oh. Violet shrieks.
Or did you somehow mess up and Ed actually succeeded? No.
It's clear that you hated him enough to want him dead. Miss Hawkins is right. And in any case, I don't think a man of your age has the force of character to be a murderer.
Says William.
All right. No.
You're going to need every drop of strength that you have to pull this off, old man.
Look,
I
I gave
say
the AI
we-
something
yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, drink,
Let's drink to forget.
Once again, it shat in my sherry.
It's a great phrase. I love it. Once again, I'm convinced.
You've hated Ed for years, ever since he sent you to the military academy instead of letting you travel to America. You've had a grudge against him your whole life.
Violet shrieks. No sooner have the words left her lips than you notice something shining under the writing desk,
Looks like we've found what we were looking for.
says William, bending down to pick up a silver flask.
Whose is this?
You ask,
Let's find out.
says William, giving the flask to you. You uncap the flask and take a quick sniff.
Smells distinctly of Jameson's. Oh no, that's not my line. Shit.
Smells distinctly of Jameson's, I can tell because I have your nose.
Jameson's brand sherry. You see.
Now, who of the family drinks exclusively Jameson's?
Oh yes.
Yes. Damn it. It's Edward. Ah, shit. We're back where we started. Who of them is the alcoholic?
Jack, are we reaching the end of Act 2?
Oh
I think
yes,
we
I have
are.
a
I think we're
cliffhanger
actually
coming
coming
up
close.
right now.
Oh, excellent.
Sweet.
It's the guest guy from the beginning with his passport. Drew Wesley says, which one of them's Irish? Haha.
Oh, crap. Should have thrown an Irish accent in there somewhere.
They're a family. Why is one of them Irish?
I don't know.
What?
They got a friend and they spent a lot of time with him.
Oh, Anthony the DM has redeemed a backstory corner. Would like to know more about William. Ooh.
What kinds of things do we typically explore with these characters in this show?
Whatever you
Anything
want,
you
Tyson.
so desire.
All right. So, William he never went to school, unlike his cousin, who ended up going to Oxford. William's a rather young guy, so I think out of everybody involved, he is the youngest.
Yeah, that tracks.
And he's the frail cousin. So he's like, the fact that he is the murderer here, it's bewildering. He's never exhibited like hostile behavior before. In fact, he has spent a lot of his youth being picked on. So maybe there's a motive in that. Maybe there's the fact that even his family has kind of belittled him and demeaned him, that this could potentially be a true case.
Eric, I know when we wrote a little bit about him, there was a fact about him hiding. Do you want to dive in a little bit on that before we keep reading?
William was always a frail child and afraid. And always, when he ever would feel too overwhelmed, he would always find the most ingenious little places to hide in the mansion. He could be missing for weeks, to the point where people just stopped looking for him. And he would sit there quietly himself, alone. With only his imagination for company. But let's go on. A slow smile crosses your lips.
Excellent.
You say.
I must admit, Old Spice, I was mistaken when I said the killer would be in irons in 10 minutes. I'm afraid the killer will be found out momentarily, for you see, I have solved the case.
You say. You point to the flask.
Who's been in your study tonight?
You ask,
Myself.
says William.
But wait.
Yes?
You ask.
You? And who else?
William raises his hands.
I don't know what you mean.
No.
We cut to commercial break.
But I do.
Yes!
I'm actually shocked that this is working because
I know.
Oh my god.
I had an idea in my head and I was like, this probably won't work, but so far it's working.
I'm so excited. This is actually like thrilling to me.
I'm
Friends,
having an excellent time.
let's take a quick break. Let's take a quick breather with a speedy game of I like my, but we're gonna do like Murder Mystery Clue edition. One of you is gonna think of a murder weapon, and one of you is going to think of a location of a murder. So game, it's very simple. Denny, if you've never played it before, it's just like this. Eric, think of a murder weapon, and Noah, think of a murder room. Eric, the weapon.
Are you going to say I like my?
Oh, I should actually do that, yes. Allow me to demonstrate how the game is played, Denny, for I am the master. Eric, I like my...
Candlestick.
Like I like my...
Games room.
Well
Covered
lit.
in wax.
That's pretty good. Aha.
I
And then
see.
I, the Overlord, will deem whom I think is the funnier, as well as the audience. The audience can obviously spam the name in the chat that they like the name of more. Jesse, are you ready to play?
Sorry, I'm typing out my brilliant analysis
great.
so that it's ready
We'll
to go.
give you a quick moment then, Denny.
All right. So
Let's. Yes.
sorry. So for this game, so was that in that situation they're a team or they were competing?
We say the thing, and then all of us compete to come up with the best answer of what.
Oh, I see.
What
So you
they're
get the
like.
two prompts,
Yes.
and then everyone answers that third
Everyone
prompt.
can just toss in something. Yep.
Gotcha.
Ooh, here's one from Flowing Chill that I'm going to toss to everybody. I like my poisoned tea like I like my bedroom.
Incredibly
right out.
stained.
Knocks me out once.
Knocks me right out. Knocks me out once. Incredibly stained. I
Full of
do
bags.
That's the one. Yes. I like my poisoned tea like I like my bedroom. Full of bags. Point to Eric. Here's Denny. Think of a murder weapon. And Eric, think of a locale. Denny, I like my...
Needle.
Like I like my...
Secret passage.
Discreet.
Hard to thread.
Hidden in a bookcase.
Hidden in a haystack.
In a haystack. Opened with just a brick. That doesn't
Opened
make-
by a prick.
In a blanket fort.
In a blanket fort. It's just whimsical enough to work. I'll give it to you. King of Autumn gives a good one. All right, folks. I like my rope like I like my hallway.
Long and spooky.
That's not bad. Long and spooky rope.
Winding and wrapped on itself.
Ooh, I like that one. That's cool. Anyone else? Noah's winning currently.
Claustrophobic.
Don't know if rope can be claustrophobic.
Depends on how you use it.
Still on Noah. I'm going to accept one more.
Twisted.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. My
about
answer
that?
was twisted.
Oh, I thought you said question.
I like that
Twisted.
one.
Twisted's pretty good. It's the less verbose version of Noah's and thusly funnier. I'm giving it to you, Denny.
What? Oh.
oh no.
Comedy is all about being succinct.
Wait a minute.
Huh? What?
I'd like to call bullshit.
No. What? Are you talking about me who talks for 15 minutes off the top of the show,
Wait a
pre-written
second.
everything?
I just realized something. I realized what power I have here.
What's that?
Oh.
No, Noah.
No man should have that much power in his hands.
Communism didn't work for a reason,
Drew
Noah.
is suggesting I like my old men like I like my tea.
All right. I like my old men like I like my tea.
Steeped
Pungent.
just a little bit too long.
Full of sugar.
What were you going to say, Noah?
I said pungent.
Ride out.
From India.
All right, Jesse, that one's yours. All right, we're
Finally,
gonna do
a
one
pint.
more. I'll do one more. Noah, I'm sorry. This is now a tiebreaker.
It's okay.
Unless Noah comes up and it's all a tie. We all win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jack.
we all have to do the
You're right.
recap.
You're right. Those were all the winners. All right. Noah, think of a murder weapon and a room. Noah, you're pitching us the whole thing.
Oh, I'm giving the whole thing.
Read it out when you're ready. Tiberius, we're prepared.
I like my lead pipe like I like my hunting grounds.
Deadly.
The obvious choice.
Like my lead pipe, like I like my hunting grounds.
I feel like I've somehow really stumped everyone.
There's a tough one.
Rusty? I don't know.
I like my lead pipe like I like my hunting grounds.
Covered in blood.
Tolerable in small doses.
Seeped
I can take that lead pipe in small.
Filled with lead, yeah. I'm giving that one so far to Denny, unless you can come up with a good one, Eric.
I can't come up with a good one.
All right, Denny.
So
Tolerable in small doses it is.
Oh,
You,
boy.
my
I
friend.
will say this
Oh.
to Jesse, that you were getting close to the idea that I had.
Well, Drew says
my-
full of tetanus. I feel like that's a pretty good.
Jesus.
In my head, I thought rustic.
Yeah. Oh, rustic.
Oh, that's
I see.
pretty good.
Yeah.
That was a
an-
word.
An artisanal lead pipe.
Denny, you have 70 seconds to give us a full recap of the show before we enter our final act. But before you go, what is the name of this book or movie, television series, Netflix limited series?
This was the little-known Sherlock spin-off.
Yes.
Wait,
We had a
do
really
I?
good one. Oh, anyone at all can pitch names, titles. Yes. All of that's just
The
off.
Adventure of the Uneven Doors.
The Uneven Doors. Yeah, what was the one that we had earlier? It was quite good.
I think Eric had said it.
Was
Yeah.
it Morning Abrasions?
Morning Abrasions.
Abrasions.
I wrote that down.
There we go.
I do quite like. Are you guys on board with Morning Abrasions?
I do
Sure.
remember there was the missing room.
Yeah.
Let's do Morning Abrasions. Denny, you have 70 seconds to give us a full recap of Act 1 and 2 of Morning Abrasions, starting now.
Okay, so we come upon a house. It's very housely. It's daytime. There's birds chirping. We're going up the gravel. It's suddenly nighttime. We go into the house. There outside there was a guy who was very, I don't want to talk. Let's go inside. There's a body. There might be a body. It might be scary. Okay, let's go into the main room where everybody's going to be sitting. Let's talk. Okay, so you did it. The father's like, no, I'm way too old. The uncle's like, no, I loved my son, maybe? Okay, I might have been absent. The cousin's like, you did not. The father sang, and then we're like, wait a minute, there's a flask underneath the table. Oh, who's this? It's somebody who was in the study. Wait, who was in the study? Bringing us back to now.
Wow, with 30 seconds left to spare, barely comprehensible, but certainly functional. Let us move on into the final act of Morning Abrasions. Take it away.
Can we
Yes.
read the last couple lines to lead into...
Oh, yeah, please, let's do it.
It's a recap. It's last time on Morning Abrasions.
Last time on Morning Abrasions.
You
previously.
point to the flask.
Who has been in your study tonight?
You ask.
Oh, crap.
Third line
Where-
in from the end.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm reading the AI dungeon page. Am I looking at the Twitch one instead?
Nope.
No,
No,
the
we're
AI
looking at
dungeon.
AI
We're back
dungeon.
in the
Yeah.
story.
Reading
We're back into
very
the
end
story.
of it
We're ready to
before
read.
we-
We're so
Myself.
Yeah, we're going right from the end. 4 lines down. 4 lines in from the end.
Yeah, he said it.
Right. Yeah. Myself.
Says William.
But wait.
Yes.
You say? You ask?
You and who else?
William raises his hands.
I don't know what you mean.
You say?
You see, William, you thought you were alone in your study last night, drinking your Jameson, as you always do, when writing your letters. This thing will stop scrolling. God damn it! Stop it! Stop! I need to read. You see, William, you thought you were alone in your study last night, drinking your Jameson, as you always do when going over your letters. But you had a visitor. Hiding in your wardrobe was Alfred Shelby. When you were distracted, he stole your bottle of Jameson and poured it into his flask. Note the Sanskrit carved on the flask. He clearly obtained this while traveling the colonies. But he poisoned the liquor, hoping your affinity for Jameson would give you away as the culprit. But unfortunately, we're only scratching the surface of this puzzle.
Where are you getting all of this?
Asks William.
While many may think me a fool for spending so much time in your library, you forget I'm very familiar with every inch of this house. Alfred was not in his room last night. The only way he could have avoided that would have been to sneak through the house, past the study, so he must have been there.
But Why would he want to kill his own nephew?
Asks William.
Did we get people mixed up? Does this still track? Does this make sense?
I
still
think we can make sense of this.
Yeah.
We're saying that Alfred, who is the uncle, the estranged uncle, right?
Yes.
Well,
In which case, this would be why would he kill? Oh no, kill his own nephew. Sorry,
yeah.
I had it
Yeah,
backwards.
no,
yeah.
it all
Alfred
tracks.
so far. I haven't finished yet.
Oh.
Dude, this is so fun. I love
I'm-
the scenes in a movie where the detective just like lays it all out. Oh, it's so gratifying.
I mean, we have to go through accusing everyone, right?
Oh wait,
Of course.
Can we? Should I start a poll of who the killer is with everybody's
let's
names?
see what
Oh,
Yes.
do it, do it,
Let's
do
do
it,
it. Let's
Who's
do
the
it. All
killer?
right. Let's see how a slash poll works. Here we go. And then I'm going to ask you, Eric, to read out the names in a second so I can have who is the killer.
All right.
All right. So we have 5 possible names. First one,
Arthur Shelby.
Arthur Shelby. I'll also put who they are. I'll put the father,
Father.
Yep.
Alfred Shelby.
the
Uncle.
uncle.
Miranda Shelby. The mother.
One second. All right. Miranda Shelby, who's just been in the corner this whole time.
She's been
All right.
distraught. Her son is dead. Violet Shelby. The sister.
Sorry, I have. It wouldn't let me type all of mother, so now I have to make them just uncle and father. And now, Violet.
Shelby. The sister.
Okay, and
Jasper Bowditch. The boyfriend of Violet and hotshot cricket player.
I'm still here somewhere.
I'm just gonna put cricket because it won't put boyfriend.
And
I'll throw in additional
last,
voids.
but certainly not least,
making-
William Shelby. I guess also
Oh
Tiberius.
shoot! I
the
can't
dog.
do more than 5.
Damn it.
I know. Who could we? Can we eliminate anybody now? I guess not.
Could we eliminate Jasper? Because if it's Violet, they're
hasn't been
probably
in the
working
room.
in tandem.
Oh, let's do Violet and Jasper maybe.
Yeah.
All right.
Or I'll put Violet or Jasper. I'll put them together.
And for anyone who's worried about or concerned about what they look like, I've got everyone up on screen right now, so.
And the last one was William. So we have Arthur, Alfred, Miranda, Violet or Jasper, or William. Yes? Excellent. I'm now starting the poll. Everybody has 10 minutes to toss in their predictions as we reach
Yeah, we don't
the
have
end of the show.
Tiberius.
We don't have Tiberius. If it is Tiberius, everyone gets their points back.
And just spam Tiberius in the chat
Just
if you really
spam Tiberius if
want
you vote
Tiberius
for
to
the
be
dog.
one. You say...
We must wait for it to finish scrolling.
What a prompt.
I'll answer that once we've tied a bow on this puzzle, old fart. You see, Edward's body was slumped across his writing desk, a gun in one hand and a bottle of ink in the other. But Edward Shelby always writes his letters with a ballpoint pen, not fountain pen. Violet is the calligrapher of the house, and being an Oxford student, she would certainly know that arsenic is absorbed through the skin into the bloodstream, which explains why the ink was dripping onto the floor and not dried into a smudge after a whole night of sitting out.
Whoa!
Oh my dear, you are positively brilliant.
He says and kisses you.
Now, just
He's just excited. He won't be hanging.
Yay.
now we must find out. Oh wait, I haven't finished accusing people, but apparently we're leaving the room. Perhaps I'll simply edit that.
All right, sip to make it haze.
Sip for hazy.
Up to Hayes.
Hey,
So who kisses us here?
William
getting very excited.
He's a
Assuming
brilliant
so.
detective.
How's the poll doing? Ooh, currently leading with 67% of the votes is Violet or Jasper.
Well, it's a strong play, Jack. You see, if by choosing Violet and Jasper, they've
Right.
hedged their bets and chosen 2 of the characters.
That's very
Thus having
true.
A
One
high
of which
odds
who's
for
barely been in the show thus far, however.
But it was
Bold move. We'll see how it
immediately-
plays out.
Here.
No votes for William. 1 vote for Alfred. 1 vote for Miranda. No votes for Arthur, the father.
Clearly.
Apparently his
He's
song-
too old.
He's too
He's
old.
too old.
It's very
Let's get
clear
things
that
done.
Arthur's song seems to have swayed the viewers tonight.
Tell us more about that, Denny.
Country Buns has realized Violet plus Jasper equals Viper. Guilt confirmed.
That's
and he was
ship name.
hissing his S's.
Oh my god! And using poison to kill the man potentially.
Wait, I think I figured that out. I think
Huh?
that they may actually be snakes.
Oh
A couple of real snakes.
Ah,
no,
What?
it was just.
you failed to realize that Jasper has scales instead of.
Why you've missed one very simple detail.
He seems to be one of the snake people of Tanzania.
The idea that he's a renowned cricket player. but
He has
also
no
a
arms or
snake.
legs.
Shucks. Boiled again.
That's how he's so good at cricket.
All right.
Flowing Chill says they're actually one large snake. One takes the head, one takes the tail.
One snake in a trench coat. Two-headed snake, maybe. Uses those two-headed ones.
I've never seen a two-headed snake.
Yeah, it's genetic abnormalities. They like,
All
The last
let's-
one
let's
got
go
thrown
from
off
the
Niagara
kiss,
Falls.
shall we?
All right.
Oh my dear, you're positively brilliant.
He says and kisses you.
Now, old smooch, get a hold of yourself. Well, this ride becomes much bumpier. You see,
Oh.
the
detective.
revolver in his other hand might suggest suicide, but for the fact that upon death, Edward's hands would have gone slack and dropped the gun.
It's true.
Clearly, the gun was placed there after his death. Besides, why would Edward use a service revolver to kill himself? He wouldn't. The service revolver comes from Arthur's personal effects, being a former general.
Oh, wow. So what are you... I'm having a hard time following this thread on this line of thinking so far.
You all did it.
This is
We're
a classic
Orient
Johnny Depp
expressing that
situation.
mystery.
Yeah. Tagline, the ride's about to become much bumpier.
Bumpier.
Oh, detective.
Oh, detective. If I'd known
I guess
Kiss
we
would-
should have had an Orient Express option for people to vote for.
They all did it. That means
all did
everybody gets points, Jack.
Oh,
Everybody
that's
will.
true. There's still plenty of time to vote. About half time, about 5 minutes left to place your votes and get some points in if you guess correctly.
Da, da, da. I'm excited.
Me too. I'm delighted by this. We are about to remove all the tires on this car.
Oh my goodness.
Also, I gotta say, I love this music. You guys, this show is fantastic.
Aw, Teni. We're so glad to have you. This is a blast. I'm loving this story. Thank you so much
Oh
for
my-
suggesting it.
Yeah, this is a brilliant story.
And it's a great exercise, too, for me to do a whole bunch of voices, too.
Yeah.
Well, it's worked really well seeding it with a bunch of characters. If you were here for our Monday stream, you'd see we made sure we pinned all of the characters and tried to keep it small. I think that's
Yeah.
been very
I'm
effective.
amazed it
has-
hasn't introduced anybody yet.
It really hasn't.
Ah.
Dana would like to remind us to poke the body. So
Oh.
We haven't done that yet.
Da 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 da.
I think the AI's jumped the gun a bit.
Solve the mystery of the murder. Ah!
See where it goes. You say.
But you see, more suspicion is cast. Jasper, being the brutish sailing sort, is not one for subtlety. The gash on his side was clearly done by a jagged instrument, not a surgical or precise one. Jasper's sailing knife is cleverly tucked within his boot. He thought I didn't notice it out in the garden, but upon examining the lawn, my eyes were drawn to the ground already, you see.
Yeah!
Is silent until a roar of applause emanates. They are clapping for you. With
I did
much
just accuse you all of
admiration.
murder. Let's
I love it.
Oh,
What a show he's putting on! My goodness, we should pay for this entertainment more often.
Bravo.
Wait,
You're
keep
the
reading.
With
Best
much
Sherlock
admiration in their eyes.
I love it. Bravo. You are the best Sherlock Holmes I've ever seen.
Inspectors from America and England are flocking around you, offering you their congratulations.
Oh, well
your
done,
chest
Leonard.
puffs
Hey,
up
good
with
job.
pride, and you bask in your glory.
Hold on, we
It's
haven't
been in the
solved-
simulation all along. It was a training
I feel like I'm
exercise.
drinking.
Drink to forget.
Can't.
Drink.
An excellent prompt. Take it away.
You see a triumphant glint in his eye, but you must dash it by saying,
But the butler did. Fuck, come on, man.
He throws up his hands in mock dismay. Oh, the butler did it, did he? Oh.
All right,
All right.
I have an idea. I'm gonna go into story mode, and I know how to tie this up. Let's see.
Okay. Oh, that's funny. This is probably a good time to bring up for the folks out there, if you guys don't mind me, about why I chose this genre.
Please.
So, one of my first theatrical productions I was involved in was a show called But Why Bump Off Barnaby? And I played the character of Barnaby, so I got murdered in the first act. The way the show went was Barnaby, the character I was playing, was actually an actor hired by the person who was there, the butler, who was the real Barnaby, who actually killed me.
are you suggesting that Edward is actually a paid actor that has been killed?
And
that his
somebody,
own family, who's all so distanced, couldn't tell the difference?
Why, Edward, it seems you've grown 4 inches and become a blonde.
and
Died.
Tiberius is Edward in a dog costume who murdered the actor.
Anthony, the DM, says, gotta bounce. This is so much fun. Definitely tune in for the next one. Thanks, Anthony. This VOD will be up on YouTube. Come in tomorrow morning if you want to go check out the ending. Thanks for coming by. It was
You need
lovely
to
have
learn
you.
who the murderer was.
You need to. You gotta know. Jesse, how are we looking?
Almost done.
Anthony
Thanks
says
for coming,
it was all
Anthony.
of them. I already know the answer. Oh, someone says solved it. Sorry. Oh no, he says congratulations. It won't let me scroll the chat, so I don't know what it says. Congratulations, detective, you solved it. There are 5 people in this room who are not afraid to murder alongside you. Well done.
It was me all along.
And they all killed the detective.
That's never happened before, has it? That the detective solves it and the murderer just
And then
goes,
all
well,
the murderers are in the room, and they're like, well. Like in the murder of Orient Express, where all of them, spoilers, are the killer. None of them all then just turn on Poirot and try to kill him.
yeah, because it's a justified murder, and thank you for spoiling that for anyone who hasn't known the Orient Express.
I gave a little bit of warning. I gave not enough.
The votes
All right.
are in.
Oh, it says
Votes are
poll
in.
ended. Who is the killer? Violet or Shelby or Jasper?
More 56% of the people believe that it is Jasper. I realize now that this isn't a this or that, but rather just a.
Oh, who votes more?
This is just a voting. Just people thinking it's Jasper. No one's going to be getting anything back. They just decided that's who it should be. I've made a horrible decision. Oh boy.
Everyone
Well-
looks aghast with each other, but you hold up your hands to silence them.
I haven't finished yet, old Pepsi. Well, you see, one more family member has escaped suspicion thus far. Miranda Shelby, pancake cook extraordinaire, who sent money to poor Violet, had her own secrets. For Edward was sick, wasn't he? The letter he was writing that night was in fact his will, for he suspected he was dying. You, on the other hand, knew it for certain. Edward had terminal apoplexy, as told to you by your doctor, and you hid it from him. You as good as killed him with your silence. Is this still my dialogue, I suppose? And now the motive. The family fortune is a pittance compared to the riches of the Anemone Mining Company that the heirs can use, but only if the firstborn son survives into adulthood. If not, the fortune reverts back to the British Crown. Yes, you were attempting to save your son, but also to ensure that your line would live on forever.
Oh
Nonsense!
my God!
I was trying to save my son.
Did the AI give that ending prompt?
Yeah, that
About
was
the British Crown? Is that the
everything
AI?
from "and now the motive" on was AI. That was
That's
pretty fucking cool.
Wow!
It
Oh my God.
remembered it remembered earlier with the coal.
The mining, the coal
smell of-
mining. That was so long ago.
Wow.
I remember the coal mining from so long ago. Oh, guys, this is
Really
killer.
excited
And
about
that
this.
was the biggest twist of all.
Wow. All right. I was trying to save my son. All right, bring us home, Jesse. This is where we lock him up. So wait, in that case, was it the whole family trying to preserve the family name then?
Well, no, I think it's saying that
Or is it
she
Arthur?
was, because he was dying,
yeah.
trying to save his life, but inadvertently kills him or something.
Capitalism
God.
is always the killer, says Drew Wesley.
Duh. Silly English. Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
Such an awesome turn.
Oh, that's actually a really good plot point, though.
Yeah, I was
To
just
say-
thinking about that. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
Well, it's like you're not killing him to take something from him or to gain an inheritance.
No.
But like oh.
What's great about this is because everybody else has motives to kill him to gain the inheritance for themselves. It makes the most sense that the one person who doesn't have a motive to kill her own son would be doing it in order to protect the money of the family, the fortune. Oh God, that's so cool.
Huh. Nifty. Oh my goodness, this is the 11th hour now, and the sherry
I know
is
we're
getting
coming
to
to
my
just
head.
like the very end. The
It's-
sweat is falling, dripping down my arms.
I'm in a
There's this-
tweed jacket. I gotta say, sherry is quite good. I've never drunk
Yeah?
it. I've never had
Oh.
sherry before.
Really?
What is
glad you've
sherry
enjoyed it.
distilled from, by the way?
Sherry is a fortified wine from the southern part of Spain, in the Sherry region, and it's quite nice. It's very nutty. Yeah,
I love it.
quite good.
Noah, can you walk us through this art that you've done here?
Well, it may be a little bit difficult to kind of parse out as you're staring at it now, but it all began with looking at the flask.
Ah.
As we saw the flask, and then it turned to, we learned that Albert, knowing this because the flask had Sanskrit inscriptions on it, which I apologize that I don't know Sanskrit, so that's what we get.
God, Noah, get with the times.
Yeah, come on, Noah.
But then we also know that Violet, with the ink, that, and as
I
she
see.
may
Yes.
replace the ink with the arsenic, but then with the revolver, well, we know that had to be Arthur's
From the
old
father.
service rifle. But then the gash in his side, that just didn't make sense. And then we realize, oh, but of course it's Jasper with his knife.
Oh, I see. This is all the
This is-
various suspects and
All the various
Tiberius
suspects.
Tiberius in the
Tiberius in the very bottom corner.
Oh.
Orv?
All right,
I'm gonna
You ready
go
to go?
from the motive again, just because it's so great.
cool.
Please.
And now, the motive. The family fortune is a pittance compared to the riches of the Anemone Mining Company that the heirs can use. But only if the firstborn son survives into adulthood. If not, the fortune reverts back to the British Crown. Yes, you were attempting to save your son, but also to ensure that your line would live on forever.
Nonsense! I was trying to save my son!
You smile.
Save it for the courts, old pancake. For even though everyone in this room is guilty of murder, you are guilty of something even worse. Cold-heartedness.
As the pocket watch in your jacket sleeve suddenly rings out,
Time's up.
you say, as sirens from outside begin to blare.
Copper van is here. Room for 4. A special seat up front for the heartless matriarch. I believe that's a first-class ticket for 5 to the county jail.
The 4 remaining family members look aghast at each other. Then, with a cry, they all run for the nearest window
Jeez.
and jump out onto the soft soil below. You shake your head as you bark at Tiberius to heal, then turn and walk outside toward the vans. Inspectors aren't supposed to take sides or have favorites. But of course you do.
Another case solved. And another dog adopted.
We leave Anemone Manor behind. A new friend in tow, Tiberius.
Kind
Your
of like
life now filled with the dulcet tones of the grandpa.
So as everyone's getting arrested,
Oh,
No, they all
everyone
died.
killed themselves except for Miranda.
So for Tiberius.
I see. Oh, I've seemed to
Yeah,
misinterpreted
the
the
four
situation.
remaining family members, because they all got caught out, I guess
Yeah.
didn't want to go to
Jumped
jail.
out of the window.
So they jumped. And this is the cool thing that the AI did kind of accidentally.
Yeah.
Miranda didn't, because
Yes.
she was unaware that she killed him, right? She was keeping his condition from him to save the family name. Everyone else knew they were guilty, so they were like, fuck it, I'm not going to jail.
I see. I seem to have misinterpreted the situation because I visualized the window like 5 feet above the ground.
As I mentioned, we're on the
Just like-
27th floor of the mansion.
They'll just sort of let. It does say the soft soil, so I can understand the confusion.
Or perhaps
there.
they ran off. Yeah, maybe
Maybe they're trying to run, but the copper
They'll get
van
caught.
catches them out front.
But I like the idea that
Window.
Miranda didn't jump, right?
Yeah, I like the idea that even if, because we're in the sitting room, right? Maybe
Mm-hmm.
this is just like on the main floor. Maybe they've jumped out and they're going to make a run for it, but we hear them getting caught outside, and the matriarch is still right in front of us, tears in her eyes, understanding what she must do. And then Tiberius, who was going to jump out the window as well, is like, "All right, I guess I'm with you now."
I just think that's so cool that the AI came up with, like, I gave it the twist of the sickness, but the AI decided that, like, she was unaware that she...
Whoa. God,
That's
I gotta
so
say the
cool.
AI killed it tonight. That was A+ AI
It
work.
really did.
All right, friends, here's what's going to happen. I am going to be asking the AI to write for me the lyrics to a classic British parlor tune, much like the one that we made Denny sing earlier. If you could, very kindly, spam in the chat all sorts of titles inspired by our adventure today that I may punch into the AI for this tune, and I will pick the best one. Otherwise, I will make one up myself. Oh, good. We already have some great ones. Including Sherry Lady. Great. Keep them coming. Eric, in the meantime, why don't you lead us into a postmortem?
So, Teni, this is the time of the show where we reminisce on what we've learned and how this show really has changed the lives of the people who have been a part of it and have listened to it. I know I, for one, have been deeply, deeply affected by this story, but let's start maybe with Jesse. Could you tell us how has this story deeply affected you?
Well, it's interesting. You know, when I first read the book, I had to reread it about 6 times because I realized that the edition I had was different from the edition my friend had. They tried to do the thing like with the Clue movie where every edition of the book actually had a different ending. But unfortunately, they did a printing error with mine, so I actually had all 6 endings at once, which was very confusing. So for the longest time, I didn't like this story because I thought it was a cop-out. Oh, they're all the murderer? Yeah, great. And it wasn't until I reread the story as an adult and then saw the PBS, the BBC version with Patrick Stewart, in which I finally really understood the meat of the story, you know, that the killer wasn't a killer, but just a woman trying to keep control of her family.
Noah, what did you learn today?
Well, I learned a great many things. As such, I learned things about arsenic, I learned things about Jameson, and I learned things about getting stabbed in the side by an old naval knife. But what I really feel like I learned was the true meaning of family. For a family that murders together stays together.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're locked up in prison together.
Ah, yes.
That's
Succinct.
time-tested words. Teni, thank you for joining us today. What did you learn today?
I've learned that even despite owning an instrument-playing dog, capitalism will somehow find a way to still make you want to sap the natural resources, you know? Because you still, despite having this dog that can easily rake you in tons of money at shows, you're going to just want to keep those coal mines going.
Yeah.
Because in the end, it's about legacy.
Legacy. Legacy, powerful words, legacy and heart-playing dogs. Really the one that struck me today was that subtle undertone of, very forward-thinking for when this was written, like, in the late 1800s, and the deep symbolism of how, sometimes when you walk into a hallway, and it's a familiar place. There's 6 of you in the family and a door for everyone. But sometimes one of those people is just absent. And as much as you try and count those doors, you'll only be able to find 5. But you know that other one's always there with you, even though you can now only count to 5.
Doesn't seem like there was much to the story, apparently.
It all just comes back down to the doors.
Unfortunately, I'm still at the bridge. No, I'll let you know.
You know, it's
Keep
interesting.
vamping.
When I saw the BBC version, I really thought that Kenneth Branagh's choice of casting Patrick Stewart as Miranda was bold.
Oh, that was my concern, actually. I hadn't seen the BBC version. See, I had read the books.
Yeah.
Well, I had read the book. Excuse me. I had read the book when I was younger, and then kind of promptly forgot it. So I was curious when you said Patrick Stewart.
Well, it was interesting, right? Because Kenneth Branagh in the press release stated that the 2 leads would be Sir Patrick Stewart and Emma Thompson, and everyone assumed that Emma Thompson would be playing Miranda. But his choice to cast Emma Thompson as the inspector was a very interesting.
But
I think she did a fantastic job.
Oh, thinking about it, I can just see that she would absolutely own that role. In fact,
Her
I can't
command
think
of the room was really quite.
I can't think of anybody else who would play her. It played he, they.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, nobody has since. There has not been an adaptation since that one. Although I hear that there's been rumors of a recast. Do you know anything about who they might be considering?
I haven't the foggiest.
Well, I was very partial, and I don't think they'll ever be able to top it, but Brian Blessed as Tiberius.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Brian Tiberius.
There's a harp! I'm just going to in the corner.
And interestingly, of course, at the time, there was no CG. They didn't animate it. It just was Brian Blessed in a dog suit. Which was a fantastic choice because he kind of looks like a big mastiff anyway.
Well, that's the thing. He can so easily fall into anything that he's given.
Like when
Brian
he
Blessed
shakes his
truly-
mouth back and forth and all the meaty bits of his mouth swing around, like I believe that he's a dog.
Truly a chameleon of the profession.
Truly, no one has done it better than the meaty bits.
Yes,
Brian
the meaty
Blessed.
bits of Brian Blessed.
Okay, a song's in the chat.
Huh?
Okay.
King of Autumn 96
Sorry,
says, I remember seeing the 1971 BBC version with Richard Dawson as Oliver Dawson, Michael Gough as Arthur, and Malcolm McDowell as Jasper.
But did they have the meaty bits of Brian?
But did they have the meaty bits? Friends, this is the Victorian British parlor song, Mother's Love Grew Cold.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn.
I thought that was rad as hell. I should have written down King of Autumn 96. Thank you for that title. It's an excellent title. Let us start divvying this up. Who would like to take the first verse?
Oh, I could do the first verse.
Well, then it's yours. Who would like the choruses?
I'll take them.
Go for
Danny, they're yours. Eric, do you want the verse 2 or the bridge?
it. I'll take the bridge. I haven't done a bridge in a long time.
Great. Then I will take verse 2. So, just to go over it one more time. Verse 1 is Jesse. The choruses will be Danny. Verse 2 will be me. And the bridge will be you, Eric. This is a British parlor song in 3/4. To set the scene, this is the song that the family would sing at every family reunion every year. Indeed, the last song that they all sang together. It's quite ominous and a bit foreboding, called Mother's Love Grew Cold. A waltz in 3/4. All right.
Mother's love grew cold the day that you left home. I was young, couldn't fend for myself. You were a mother, but I'm not your daughter. Too long I've yearned to be your sister. Chase after shadows, drown in golden fountains. Lose yourself upon the road of redemption. The tragic heroine scenes just make me vomit.
Oh.
Uninvited guests will meet an evil mastermind. They came to watch the...
Play me a song, dear, as I put down this gun. Sing to me, mother dear, and hold me once more. Hold me once more. The day you left home was the day mother's love grew cold.
Classic instrumental. The day that you left home, I was young, couldn't fend for myself. You were a mother, but I'm not your daughter. Was it the drinking that gave you that black eye? Did the sheriff put you in this crooked jail? What is it with sheriffs? Or another woman take your one true love? Did you leave for California with some other fellow? Will you return from sea, dear mother?
Play me a song, dear, as I put down this gun. Sing to me, mother dear, and hold me once more. Sing to me once more. The day you left home was the day mother's love grew cold.
The sun sets in the west. At least it used to. Once I feared it would fall and crush us all. But now those days are gone. The world has all gone mad. You're just a prisoner here of our own mad creation. It's a master plan. Oh,
Play me a song, mother dear, as I put down this gun. Sing to me, mother dear, and hold me once more. Sing to me once more. The day you left home was the day mother's love grew cold.
All right, Edward. Put the kettle on, would you?
yes, Mummy.
Oh, boy.
Not our best song.
Not our best song. I will say the fact that it once again, if anyone remembers our song from last week, randomly having cowboy imagery and then mentioning traveling to California.
I think the AI
Both
loved
of
their
these
cowboy
things.
show so much, it's trying to just push it. a
Hey,
lot.
remember when we did the cowboy thing? Hey, you guys remember California? I do. Blessed friends, thank you for joining us for this incredible murder mystery, The Murder of Edward Shelby, or Morning Abrasions. Here with my lovely guests and, of course, our dear friend, Teni. Friend, thanks for coming out.
Once
Where
again,
can we find you? Anything we should know?
So you can find me on basically all the social media as DicelyDnD. The main place of operations is on YouTube, and if you're looking for a D&D game to follow and watch, we play every other Saturday on the DicelyDnD Twitch channel with a campaign called Play Dicely. And it's been going really well. I'm super stoked to see where this story takes us. It just took a pretty dark turn.
Oh.
So it's
Ooh, good time to hop in.
yeah, absolutely. Like, my players are so good, and I'm so happy to be working with them.
Great.
Great. Well, thank you for coming out, friends. And if you enjoyed the show and you want more of it, you can find a whole bunch of our VODs over on YouTube at AI Dungeon Crawlers. If you don't want to watch a full VOD, you can find us over at Instagram for lovely little bits and funny moments at AI Dungeon Crawlers as well. If you like the show and you want to be on it or contact us in any way, send us an email over at aidungeoncrawlers@gmail.com. aidungeoncrawlers@gmail.com. Is there anything I'm missing, my friends?
Join our Discord.
Join our Discord. Someone mind typing !Discord into the chat for me. And we leave you with a piece of advice. Let's craft for everybody here a sentence, a reminder. The order goes myself, Eric, Teni, Jesse, then Noah. Everybody ready? All right.
Yep.
However
long
You
May
Find
yourself
waiting.
just
remember.
that.
dogs
Can
play.
Harps.
So to read it out one more time, however long you may find yourself waiting, just remember that dogs can play harps. Thank you, Tiberius. Thank you, everyone.
Good
We'll
boy.
be back next Friday night with a time-traveling romance, and we'll see you then.